They said he had no bag, no jumper, no skill, that he was just a run and dunk guy, that in this modern NBA, if you can't shoot, you can't win. James Harden once went out of his way to say, "What Giannis does takes no skill." For years, the whispers and headlines all said the same thing. He was an athletic freak, sure, but not a real killer when it counted. The kind of player who could light up the regular season and then disappear in the playoffs. And for the first 7 years of his career, that's exactly how people saw him. 2 MVP trophies, a Defensive Player of the Year award, countless highlights. Yet every season seemed to end the same way: disappointment. But then came 2021, and Giannis Antetokounmpo didn't just silence the doubters, he obliterated them. Giannis came into the league as a raw, skinny kid from Greece with nothing but potential. By 2019, that potential had fully bloomed. He won his first MVP, finished second in Defensive Player of the Year voting, and led the Bucks to a 60-win season. The East looked wide open. Milwaukee stormed through the first 2 rounds, crushing Detroit and Boston. They went up 2-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals against Kawhi Leonard's Raptors, and then collapsed. 4 straight losses ended the dream, and 18 days later, Kawhi was lifting the championship trophy. It could have been Giannis, but it wasn't. The next year, he was even better. Another MVP. This time, he actually did win DPOY. The Bucks finished with the league's best record again, and then got embarrassed in the bubble by the Miami Heat in the second round. At this point, the narrative wasn't just that Giannis couldn't win. It was that his game simply wasn't built for playoff basketball. In 2021, Giannis came back different. He didn't chase the MVP. He didn't burn all his energy in the regular season. The goal was singular: win in June. But then, disaster struck. Late in the regular season against the Spurs, he injured his left knee. The team downplayed it, but he missed 6 straight games and admitted the soreness would come and go. Still, with the playoffs looming, there was no way he'd sit, and poetic fate handed him the perfect first-round opponent, the Miami Heat, the team that embarrassed him the year before. From the opening tip of Game 1, Giannis was locked in. 26 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. The Bucks took an overtime win, and it only got uglier from there. Game 2, a 34-point blowout. Game 3, a 29-point demolition in Miami. Game 4, a casual 20-point triple-double to finish the sweep. The Heat were cooked. And next up was a challenge unlike anything the NBA had seen before. Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving. 3 of the greatest offensive talents ever, all on one team. It looked impossible. But in Game 1, Harden went down with a hamstring injury, giving Milwaukee a lifeline. Still, KD and Kyrie lit them up for a 2-0 series lead, including a humiliating 39-point loss in Game 2. It felt like deja vu, another early playoff exit incoming. Then Game 3 happened. Giannis poured in 33 points, Middleton dropped 35, and the Bucks clawed back with a 3-point win. In Game 4, Kyrie landed on Giannis's foot and sprained his ankle, knocking him out for the series. Now it was Durant versus the Bucks. And in Game 5, KD went nuclear, 49 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists, to put Brooklyn up 3-2. Milwaukee's season was on life support. Giannis responded in Game 6 with 30 and 17 to force a Game 7. And in that deciding game, he delivered 40 points and 13 rebounds in one of the most intense playoff battles ever, surviving Durant's 48-point masterpiece in overtime. The Bucks were going to the conference finals. The Atlanta Hawks weren't supposed to be here, but Trae Young was on a tear, and in Game 1, he outdueled Giannis with 48 points to steal the opener. The Bucks bounced back, winning Games 2 and 3, but midway through Game 4, it happened. Giannis went up to contest a lob and landed awkwardly. His left knee bent the wrong way. He went down in agony. Same knee he hurt in the regular season. Same knee that was supposed to be protected. It looked like his season was over. Without him, the Bucks won Games 5 and 6 to advance to the finals. But the big question loomed. Would Giannis even play? The answer shocked everyone. Yes. A week after a knee injury that could have ended his career, Giannis was in the lineup for Game 1 of the NBA Finals against the Phoenix Suns. He looked good early, but the Suns won comfortably. Game 2 was a different story. Giannis exploded for 42 points and 12 rebounds, but the Bucks still lost. Down 0-2, history said the series was over. Giannis didn't care about history. Back in Milwaukee, he erupted for 41 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists in Game 3, becoming the first player since LeBron in 2016 to score 40-plus in back-to-back finals games. Game 4 was a war. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and the Suns had a 6-point lead entering the fourth, but Middleton caught fire. Giannis kept attacking, and then came the block. Booker drove, lobbed to Ayton, and Giannis somehow guarded the drive and recovered to swat the lob at the rim. One of the greatest defensive plays in finals history. Series tied 2-2. The Suns started hot, but the Bucks roared back. Late in the fourth, with the Bucks up 1, Drew Holiday ripped the ball from Booker and lobbed it to Giannis for an alley-oop slam, while Chris Paul shoved him midair for the and one. Giannis landed, stared straight into the camera, and Milwaukee could taste the title. They led the series 3-2. It had been 50 years since Milwaukee's last championship, and Giannis gave them 50 points to end the drought. From the opening tip, he was possessed, blocking shots, dunking through traffic, hitting mid-range jumpers, and even draining 17 of 19 free throws. By the end of the night, his stat line was absurd. 50 points, 14 rebounds, 5 blocks, 64% shooting. It was one of the greatest closeout games in NBA history, tying Bob Pettit's 1958 record for most points in a championship-clinching game. The Bucks were champions. Giannis was Finals MVP. And the no-bag, no-skill talk was dead forever. That playoff run wasn't just a redemption arc. It was a transformation. Giannis went from being a doubted superstar to a certified all-time great. He didn't need a super team. He didn't run from the grind. He stayed in Milwaukee, fought through failure, injury, and criticism, and came out holding the Larry O'Brien trophy. So now, when someone says, Giannis has no bag, just point to the banner hanging in Milwaukee and remind them of the night he scored 50 in the finals.